All right, I think we're live. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you guys are all doing awesome and had a great weekend. Emma and I are super excited to host tonight's team call and to talk with you guys a little bit more about figuring out your personal brand and really just finding your ideal challenger and attracting the right people into your business. Hold on. My thing got loud on me right here. So anyways, guys, sorry. So if you're here, can you go ahead and type in the chat box and just let us know where you're at and let us know that you're online. I saw a couple of people already commented, Whitley, Kristen, Gabrielle, and I think that's Jessica Cabral, right? The unapologetic mom. Emma's in there. So go ahead and type in the chat box, guys. Let us know that you're here, and let's get it started, okay? We've got a lot of really good stuff for you tonight, so let's get into it. So I'm going to share my screen really quick because we've got a presentation here for you guys. Hold on one moment. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen now. Let me know if you guys don't see my screen. I'm looking on my phone and it looks like everything's good. So let's get into it. Tonight we're going to talk about finding your personal brand, and I'm really excited, you guys. So I really got like motivated and inspired to do a new, fresh call on this topic. We've talked about this in the past before, but Emma and I both agreed that it's time to revisit this and talk about it again, because I think that obviously we've learned new things and social media is constantly changing. So I think it was just time for us to do an updated call about finding your brand. And like I said, I got inspired by the book that I finished, the second book that I finished this year, which was the Firestarter Sessions by Danielle Laporte. I don't know how to say her last name. I always say this. I don't know if it's Laporte or Laporte, but anyways, Danielle Laporte. She has this amazing book called the Firestarter Sessions, which I just finished. And she talks a lot about, figuring out your personal brand and your ideal client. And I was reading it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is such good stuff. I need to share this with the team. So that's why we kind of decided that it would be perfect timing to talk about this topic. And I'm excited. So we've got some really good stuff for you guys. But we want to start off as always by doing a little bit of recognition and just sharing some announcements with you guys. So first off, if you didn't hear, the All Access Challenge Pack is going to be here to stay. Permanent spot in our challenge pack offers, which I'm super excited about. And it's also going to stay at the $199 price point, which is amazing news. I'm so excited. I was thinking that it was going to probably go up in price after February, but to hear that it's going to be staying at $199 is friggin' amazing. The one thing that will be changing though is that starting in March, it's only going to be worth 2 Success Club points instead of 3, like normal challenge packs. So just make sure that you know that. And I think that's honestly a good thing. You know what I mean? Like we should be pushing to be helping more people anyways. So I think that this is all good stuff. I'm really excited that, like I said, that they're staying at the $199 price point. So just know that you're going to be able to offer this moving forward to your challengers and future coaches that are ready to get started. Also, you guys, if you didn't hear, that starting on March 1st, Shakeology HD orders are actually going to start being worth 2 Success Club points instead of 1. So even though we are no longer able to earn 3 Success Club points for All Access, now we're able to earn 2 for Shakeology, which is freaking awesome, right? So I hope that this also just encourages you guys and motivates you to make sure that you're getting out there and leading with Shakeology. Okay, Emma and I did a whole call about, finding your confidence and talking about Shakeology. So if you didn't see that, make sure that you watch that team call. But Shakeology is a huge part of our business, and it's because, nutrition is the cornerstone to how people are going to get results on their journey. And that's what Shakeology offers, is dense nutrition that's going to help people get the best results. So I love that it's going to be worth 2 Success Club points moving forward. I think this is going to be great for all of us. And then last announcement that I thought was really exciting is for anybody who is going to be doing the Ultimate Reset moving forward in the future, they have added 3 Ultimate Reset specific yoga workouts to the Beachbody Yoga Studio on Beachbody On Demand that you are able to incorporate into the Ultimate Reset program. So awesome, right? So now, not only do you have this amazing nutrition plan that comes with the Ultimate Reset and the supplements, but now you can even offer a fitness option and, you know, provide people with workouts that they can do that's going to be safe during the Ultimate Reset. So I just think this is amazing and just shows that, you know, Beachbody is smart, and we have just amazing value to offer to our customers, especially on Beachbody On Demand, you guys. So of course, just like everything else, you know, this will be incorporated in a Beachbody On Demand membership. So just make sure that you guys are leading with BOD. Get on the BOD train. I think that hopefully we're all kind of starting to get on the BOD train these days. So, so yeah, anyways, those are the announcements, the main announcements that I have for you guys. Now we want to kind of go into a little bit of recognition for February Success Club. So just want to give a shout out to everybody that has been hitting Success Club, that's on the board, and that is helping people in the month of February. So shout out to April Jacobs. Holy crap, girl, you are killing it. Success Club 41. Brittany Powers at 28. Autumn Cotton is at 26. Melissa Ellis is at 13. Nicole Haukus is at 12. Courtney Newman is at 11. And Meredith Denton is at Success Club 10. Woo! So if any of you guys are on this call, please give yourself a pat on the back. If this is anybody on your team, give them a shout out, because this is freaking amazing work right here and so many lives being changed. And then, of course, everybody that's at Success Club 5, I want to give a huge shout out, of course, to everybody that's helped at least 2 to 3 people and has hit SC5. This is amazing. Love seeing so many names on this list. And, you know, you guys, we all know the Success Club is the foundation for your business. So we have plenty of time, okay? We have 8 whole days to get out there and talk about you know, our March challenges and get people started. Okay, guys. So I sent out 2 enrollments today. So I'm not at Success Club, as you can see, but I'm having a later month, I guess, this month. But I'm going to wrap it up. It's going to happen no matter what. I sent out, like I said, 2 enrollments, which I'm pumped about, and I am going to just send all the positive vibes that both of those ladies are going to join me in. Join me in March. Oh, Emma said that she's also, you sent out 2 enrollments today too, Emma? That's weird. I love it. That's awesome. So everybody that has hit Success Club, great job. And then, of course, everybody that's on the board. I love that there are so many names on this list. So, you know, if you see your name on this list, like I said, you guys, give yourself a freaking shout out right now, okay? Give yourself a shout out in the chat box, whether you're on the board at your goals or whether you're not. Like, I want you to type in the chat box, where are you at with Success Club? Are you going to make it happen? Are you still pushing? You know, let us know how you're doing, okay? But the month is not up, you guys, and I really hope none of you guys have thrown in the towel for Success Club, because there is more than enough time for you to get out there, find the right people that are ready to do this, that need your help, that need our challenge groups, that need Beachbody On Demand. So just get out there. Don't give up. There's plenty of time, okay? Great job, everybody. Super proud of each and every one of you that is on this list, okay? Awesome job. All right, guys, so let's get into it. We're going to talk about personal branding tonight. We're going to get into the meat of our call. So like I said, if you guys have any questions or anything as we are going through, please make sure that you type in the chat box. Let us know, okay? We're here to answer any questions that you have. But I found this, this is a really great quote that I got straight from Firestarter Sessions. And it was a really great definition, I felt, for what a personal brand is. So it says, inside every person is a driving force, a sense of purpose. This force is your brand. It is what you stand for. It is what sets you apart. It's not a slogan or an ad campaign. It's a living thing, the net result of behavior. I really love this definition because I think it kind of helped me, you know, kind of reframe branding. And I'm doing little air quotes right here. You guys can't see me, but you know what I mean? I think that this word, like, my brand or personal branding, you know what I mean? It can be like, what does that even mean? And you start to think of, like, you know, marketing campaigns and stuff, right? And like, oh, how do I want to pitch myself to people? But really, you guys, like, your brand is your purpose. You are your brand. What you stand for, your values, the things that you, you know, your principles, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Those all kind of come together and create your brand. Think of it like, you know, a recipe. All of us have different, you know, thoughts and values and priorities and things that we're passionate about in our life, right? And when you, like, put all of those little things together and create this, like, weird little puzzle, it just forms your own personal brand, right? And we're all going to be so different. Everybody's brand is different. So I hope that this kind of helps you kind of wrap your head around, what is my brand and how do I figure this out? And so start by reminding yourself, it's a sense of purpose. My brand is what I stand for, and it's what sets me apart from all of the other 400,000 coaches that are in Beachbody, okay? Think about it that way. So tonight, we're going to talk about a couple of different things. We're going to dig in a little bit more to what a personal brand is. How do you discover and figure out your brand? Learn how to own it, and also how to promote yourself and your business with passion. And then how do you get your new brand that you guys are going to hopefully figure out after this call? You're going to, we have some really great activities and actual action items for you to take and some homework for you guys so that you can sit down and really dig deep with this and figure out what your brand is. So once you figure that out, how do you then get it out into the world? These are all kind of things that we're going to be talking about tonight. So first off, you guys, we're going to define what a personal brand is. So here are a couple of things in regards to us as coaches and Beachbody specifically. I'm catering this to us in obviously our specific niche. So your personal brand starts with integrity. It starts with authenticity, a clear and consistent message, and a true understanding of what you do in the world that is of benefit to others. Okay, so when you think about it this way, integrity, right? That is being like forthright, being honest, being impeccable with your word, right? So if you are being honest and truthful and being true to yourself, then that's going to show through your personal brand. Authenticity, okay? So this is huge, you guys. This is basically being the person that you say you are on social media, right? I don't know if any of you guys went to Summit. If you didn't go to Summit, you can still watch this call that Shanti did at Summit talking about transparency and being authentic and being genuine. Go look it up, type in Shanti Summit 2016. It was an amazing call. But he talks about how, if you were to live in a glass house and people were able to just go to the outside of your house and watch what you're doing every single day, is what you're doing and what you say you're doing or what you're putting out there, do those things line up? Or do you, put one image of yourself on social media and then what you actually do behind the scenes is completely different, or the person that you are behind the scenes is completely different? That's called not being authentic, right? So if you want to really hone in on your personal brand, you need to be authentic to yourself and who you are. And this is something, honestly, you guys, that I'm constantly trying to learn how to do. And I've been a coach for over 3 years now, and I'm still kind of like growing into my authenticity, if that makes any sense. It's hard, you know what I mean? It's hard to kind of figure out who your authentic self truly is, what your voice really is. But hopefully with the tools and things that we have, that we're going to talk about tonight, you guys are going to be able to figure that out for yourself. A clear and consistent message. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but being consistent and clear about your message, whatever that may be, is so important. It's almost like casting your vision, right? You need to be consistent. You need to be sharing that message over and over and over again. You might even feel like, oh my gosh, do people want to hear about this from me again, right? But you've got to know that the more consistent you are, the more that people are going to just continue to be attracted to you and your brand. Okay, consistency is what builds trust. Okay, when people can see this clear, consistent message and they almost know what to expect from you, or they know your personality and they know what kind of posts, you know what I mean? That's what they're gonna want from you, right? And on the flip side too, you might even get people who don't want your message once you start being more clear and consistent. And that's a good thing, because you don't want people following you, or people, you don't want to be attracting people that aren't your people, right? So the more clear and consistent that you can be, I feel like the more that you're going to just hone in on the right people that are going to be attracted to your business. And then, of course, a true understanding of what you do in the world. So outside of just Beachbody and health and fitness, think about this, you guys. Put Beachbody, put coaching, put weight loss, all that kind of stuff aside. What do you have to offer this world? What kind of value do you have to offer that other people can benefit from? And I do not care who you are. If you are listening to me speak these words, you have something of value to offer. So if you're starting to think these like negative, not true thoughts, like, I don't have anything to offer, Alexa, I don't have any value, I'm not anything special. Yes, you are. You just need to do some self-reflection, and you need to dig deep, and you need to be a little bit more clear with yourself on who you are, and what your message is going to be to the world. Okay, so think about that. What kind of value can you provide? And think about these things. Do you really love what you love? And what I mean by that is, you know, what you say that you're passionate about and what you say that you're putting out there, is that really truly what you love to do? So a really great example of this is, I was just thinking about this recently for myself. I see so many coaches that post their workout videos on their social media, right? And honestly, you guys, from day one of being a coach, I've always said or thought in my head that I needed to share my workout videos in order to be a successful coach, or in order to add value, or in order to be, you know what I mean? Like I thought that was something that I should be doing as a coach, is sharing my workouts, right? But to be completely honest, you guys, like I don't really like videotaping myself while I'm working out. It totally distracts me. And you know, I don't know, it's just, for me, the fitness, like watching me work out, like that part of this isn't even really the part that I love about this business. And that sounds weird, but like what I'm trying to say is, for me, this business has become about life transformation, not just fitness and nutrition, right? Like learning how to change your mindset and mentoring women to, you know, overcome whatever like mental struggles that they're dealing with in life. Like that's what I freaking love about this business. And if you have looked at my social media lately, I've been trying to gear more towards that part of this business. And I told myself this morning, because I was getting ready to do my workout, and I was like, oh, I set up my workout video, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? I don't freaking like doing workout videos. So you know what? I'm not going to do them anymore. And so that's an example, you guys. So do you really love what you love, or are you just putting it out there because that's what you think that you should be putting out there? Okay? Are you who you say you are? Is what you're putting out on social media, and is the things you're saying even to yourself in your head, you know, are these things aligning with who you truly are? You got to sit and think about this, okay? And this was really like a light bulb for me. I don't have to post my workout videos every single day in order to be a successful coach. I need to just own the parts of this business and the parts of Beachbody and what I have to offer, and just go hard with that. You know what I mean? A great example, Brittany Powers, you know, she always posts her workout videos, and she's always been so consistent with that. And that has become a part of her brand now, right? Is posting her workout videos. That's what her followers come to, you know, almost expect from her. But the thing is, just because that's Brittany's jam doesn't mean that that's what you have to do. And with anything in this business, you guys, don't get so caught up in what everybody else is doing, or feel like just because so-and-so is doing other things or posting about this, that, and the other thing means that you have to do that too to be successful. I believe that the more that you can hone in on you, and the more true to yourself that you can be, that's when you're really going to explode in this business, because that's also when you're going to set yourself apart from everybody else. Okay? So right now, I want you to think about the content that you put out into the world. And what I mean by that is the posts that you're doing on social media, you know, videos, you know, any other sort of like social media content, you know, in your messages, right? In your messages that you're talking with people. So think about what you're putting out into the world. Do you try to create this image of yourself that you think is just going to sell challenge packs or be accepted by everyone, right? Or are you looking at what other coaches are doing and copying that? Because if that is what you have been doing, take like a serious, honest look inside, you guys. I've totally fallen into this, okay? I have looked at other coaches and I've copied what other coaches are doing because I felt like that's what I should be doing, right? I'm like, so-and-so successful. Success leaves clues, so I should just do what she's doing, right? Or I feel like I need to be perfect, or I need to be creating this image of myself that I think is what people want to see of me, right? Again, I've totally gone through this in my business, where, you know, I feel like, oh, I need to make sure that I post this because I need to make sure that people see that, you know what I mean? Like you just feel like you need to construct this image of yourself that you think people want to see, versus actually putting together this image of yourself that's actually truly who you are. You know what I mean? So think about that. Think about what you've been doing up until this point, and ask yourself these hard questions, okay? So you guys, you are not here to sell as many fucking challenges. Excuse me for my F-bombs. You guys should know by now. Sorry. You know that you're not here to sell as many challenge packs as humanly possible to everybody and anybody in the US and Canada. You're not a boy band manager. You're not here to sell as many things as you possibly can. And I had to put these pictures on here. And this is maybe showing my age a little bit, but I was obsessed with boy bands and NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and all these dudes. And they had this guy, Lou Pearlman, that he was their boy band manager for like all of the boy bands back in like the late 90s, right? So when I read that quote, I actually got that quote about the boy band manager from Firestarter Sessions. I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious. So I had to put these pictures up here. Anyways, but you're here, what I'm trying to say is you're not here to just try and sell as much shit as you can, right? Like that's what boy bands are trying to do. They're trying to sell as many of their freaking albums to everybody that they possibly can. And their manager is trying to get their face in front of everybody so they can sell as many albums as they can. But that's not who we are as coaches. You're not here to try and sell as many challenge packs to everybody. You are, and hear this loud and clear, you are not here to help everybody. Let me say it again. You are not here to help everybody, okay? You need to just be of service to your people, to your tribe, to the people that connect with your brand. That's why it's so important for you to figure this out for yourself, okay? We're here to be of service, and we're here to help other people. And the only way that you can truly be of service and help others is when you're being true to yourself and you're honoring your passion. Because when you're honoring your passion, you guys, that's when your business starts to just attract the people to you, because they see that passion and that light in your voice and in your posts. And I'm telling you guys, being genuine and authentic is a magnet for people who are like you, okay? So if you're finding that you're not attracting the right people to your business, ask yourself, am I truly putting out my most true, authentic self? Or is what I'm putting out, am I passionate about what I'm putting out into the world? Because if you're not, if you're posting workout videos that because you feel like that's what you should do when that's not really what you love to do, I want you to honor your passion and find those parts of this you actually love and just go hard with that, you guys, because honestly, like I said, that's when the income growth and everything, and you're going to start to attract the right people into your business. All of that stuff is going to follow when you are honoring yourself, you're being true to your passion, and you're just going to become a magnet for the right people. So how can I start to be true to me and my brand? Okay, I'm sure a lot of you guys might be asking yourself, I know that a personal brand is important now, and I know that I need to be true to myself, but how do I figure this out? So you guys, it takes 3 things, okay? Number 1, you need to get clear on your attributes. And that means like those things that make you who you are, right? Maybe you are a mom. Are you spiritual? Are you religious in some way? You know what I mean? Like, do you suffer with depression or anxiety or PCOS? Or did you used to have an eating disorder in the past? Like, get clear on your attributes, the different things that make up who you are, right? And I would even start, you guys, by just brain dumping. Okay, just sit and brain dump all the different parts of who you are. And it's going to be kind of like a memory jogger, right? So sit and give yourself some time, some quiet, set aside, just go to a nice quiet place and just start thinking about who I am. What makes me who I am? What, experiences have I gone through? What behaviors do I have? Am I really quiet? Am I an introvert? Or am I loud and in your face and just love to be around people? You know what I mean? Like every part of who you are, start to just write that stuff down. Then go through and identify which of those things is going to be most vital to your success. And you're going to know, you know what I mean? And I feel like the things that are true to who you are and you feel like are the most true to your brand and what you're passionate about, those things are going to jump off the page. Go through and highlight those things that are going to be the most vital to your success, okay? So another example of this, you guys, I've been like I said, I've been working on this branding thing for myself for a long time, right? Really. And a really good example, like I said, is, I have, naturally curly hair, right? And the natural hair care, niche is huge, especially on Instagram, right? Like there's this whole community of women that post about, natural hair. And I was like, well, that's a really great community. And, those are people that are like me, right? So I started to use natural hair hashtags and things, right? But you know what, you guys? If you met me, I never do my hair. I never wash my hair. I never really do much natural hair care. I just thought that because it's part of who I am and it's one of my attributes, that should be part of my brand. But the truth is, I'm not really passionate about that. It's just a part of me it's part of me, how I was born. You know what I mean? Doesn't necessarily mean it's a passionate part of me and who I am that I want to necessarily talk to other people about. You know what I'm saying? So I had to realize that not all of your attributes are going to fit into your brand. You know what I mean? And that's okay. Find the attributes that you feel resonate the most with you. Find the attributes that you feel are the most true to who you are. And, you know, like I said, you guys, those are going to be the things that you're the most passionate about. Okay. So then once you figure that out, define then what you can offer to the world as a result of those attributes. Okay. So for myself, right? A good example is, you know, and I've been working on my spirituality and growing my faith in the universe and all that kind of stuff. I would definitely, you know, say that is one of my attributes, is that I'm a spiritual person and I'm growing my connection to the universe. And I'm passionate about that too. If I'm sitting and brain dumping, I would highlight that. My connection to the universe and my growing spirituality is 100% something that I'm passionate about, and it's part of who I am, right? So then, now that I kind of figure out what these attributes are, I can figure out what can I offer to the world that relates back to these attributes. So I'm a spiritual person. Well, I'm a spiritual person. I'm learning how to grow my connection to the universe right now. So what can I then offer to the world that's going to kind of help me add value to other people who are similar to me in that way? Well, what I'm going to be doing is offering a challenge group all about how to grow your connection with the universe and manifest things in your life, right? It's called my Month of Miracles Challenge. And I'm framing my challenge group and I'm adding value based off of the attributes, not just my attributes, but the ones that I feel are most vital to my success and most true to who I am. Does that make sense, you guys? I hope this stuff is making sense. But you know, these are just, you know, this is a kind of like a quick way that you can sit and just kind of brain dump and then kind of go through and highlight and prioritize and pick out which parts of your brand you want to be in your brand. Okay, that you want to be in your brand. Let me say that again, because don't just do things that you feel like you should do. I want you to like be true to yourself and true to your heart and what makes you feel good inside. Okay, so here are some tips that I got from Daniela Porte on how to really kill it with your personal brand. Okay, so number one, you guys, be transparent. You need to care more so about being accurately and precisely who you are than caring what people are going to think about you. Okay, so this is hard. Okay, I'm not going to say that is an easy thing to do. It's so much easier said than done, but you've got to be brave and you've got to be bold and you've got to put yourself aside and know that you're here to help people, and that by being your most true self and by honoring who you are and what you love and you're passionate about and those parts of your brand, you're going to be able to help more people than you are right now. Okay, so be brave enough to tell your audience about your ambitions and the things that you are going for and you're striving for in your life, because those people that relate to that are going to be the ones that are going to help make those ambitions happen. Okay. And then lastly, you guys, when it comes to being transparent, this is going to be a tough pill for a lot of you guys to swallow, but expect to offend some people. And remember that if you are not getting criticism and if you are not getting negative feedback, you're not fully showing up. Okay, one of my favorite quotes is from Aristotle, and he says, to avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. Okay, so I hope you guys are not trying to please everybody, because if you're going to please everybody, you're trying to please everybody, you're going to please nobody. The reason why I have Lady Gaga here is because I remember when she went to the VMAs in her meat dress, right? And what happened was all the people from PETA and all of the animal rights people just started shaming Lady Gaga and all this stuff, right? And saying like how horrible she is and blah, blah, blah. And you guys I don't even know if any of you guys know like the reason behind her infamous meat dress. But she actually said, her reasoning behind it was the meat dress was tied to her protest against the military's don't ask, don't tell policy, and was a statement against the government restrictions placed on the rights of gay soldiers. Okay, so that was her real meaning, and she didn't give a fuck if she pissed off all of the animal rights people and blah blah blah, because she had a message and she has people that she is trying to stand up for, and a message that she's trying to get out into the world, right? So she showed up for those people and didn't care that she offended some other people, right? That's what being transparent is about. And I know it's hard, you guys, but you've got to realize that if people aren't going to, the people that you're trying to please, these people who, who don't even really relate to who you are or your brand or your message, they're never going to get on board with you anyway. So why are you trying to please them? Okay, spend your time trying to get your message and your truth out to the people that connect with you, who get you, your tribe. And that's why having a personal brand, being clear on your personal brand is so important. Okay, so tip number 2, it's not about what you think you should be, just freaking be. Okay, and I said this a couple times, but when you're getting ready to post and when you're getting ready to put a challenge group together, I want you to start with, who am I, not what will sell, right? So another great example of this with coaching is summertime. We all love to do summer slim down challenge, right? Coming around May, we all love to do the summer slim down. And then, New Year's comes and we all love to do New Year, New You, right? Like, we all think, we kind of just sometimes fall into, okay, what's going to sell with the time of the year? What's going to sell, right? I want you to start, like, not trying to just sell stuff, but be freaking true to who you are. Okay? Your foundation for your business has to be built on real passion, you guys. And real passion, you can't fake that. You cannot fake real passion. People can see right through that. So get creative. Here's some ideas that I grabbed from Google here, okay? So a perfect peace Bible reading challenge. Are you trying to, reconnect with your faith, with Christianity or whatever, and you're trying to, you feel like you need to go through and reread the Bible, right? Why don't you make that into a freaking challenge group? Right? Or maybe you struggle big time with organization and cluttering, and your house is a freaking mess, and it causes you stress and anxiety all damn day. And you're like, I need to get this together, right? If you're struggling with it, somebody else is too. Put together a freaking organization, and maybe you call it a I'm getting my life together challenge, where you're able to focus on organization and decluttering your home and whatever, but then you're also focusing on, getting your mindset right and working on your health and fitness too, right? Stress less, live better. Okay, and that's another one. Maybe you struggle with stress and anxiety or depression, right? Create a challenge group after that. Maybe you've been dealing with or you have kids at home, right? And your kids are crazy, and you feel like, okay, I want to do some personal development on how I can be a better parent. And so maybe then you put together a parenting challenge where you can step up as a parent and grow your parenting skills, right? And of course, all of these things, you guys, the great thing about what we offer as coaches is that everybody needs health and fitness in your life. So even if you're running a parenting challenge, like I said, get creative, incorporate health and fitness and Beachbody into this, but lead with what you're passionate about. Lead with the fact that you're trying to help people, be the best parents that they can and raise the best kids or whatever. And part of being your best self is being healthy, eating right, and working out, right? So it doesn't matter what your thing is that you're passionate about. Get creative and work in health and fitness. And I swear to God, you guys, you're going to find that you are going to love your challenge groups. My month of miracles challenge that I have starting next month, I am so freaking over the moon excited. I haven't put all of my content for it together just yet, but I have not been this excited about a challenge group in a really long time. I mean, I love my challenge groups every single month, but I have not been this excited and really invested in a challenge group in I don't know how long. And it's because I'm doing what I'm passionate about, and I'm being truthful to what I need in my life, and I'm being real and honest and true to myself, right? And when you're doing that, that's when you're going to start to, like I said, just attract the right people to your brand and to you. Okay, consistency. So I talked about this before, you guys, but consistency wins. Keep being yourself relentlessly, unapologetically, over and over and over, even if you feel like you're beating a dead horse, right? So when you think about it, think about these different brands and people, right? Apple. We always think about Apple as innovators because they're always ahead of the curve. They're innovators. They come up with, new things, right? Ford trucks. Ford is tough, right? They have that like rugged, tough, like manly, strong type of brand and presence, right? Think about, you can even think about this, not just with companies and brands, but with people. So Martin Luther King, right? When you think about him, every single one of his speeches that he delivered was strong and visionary, right? It made you think about this bigger picture and vision for the future. It's because he was like that relentlessly and consistently, right? So when you are consistently and genuinely showing up, you are going to build trust. And you guys, What are the 2 reasons that people have objections to joining us in our challenge groups? Lack of knowledge and lack of trust. So you want to build more trust with your people? You need to be true to you, and you need to be consistent about it. Okay? So be you, and be you times 2. Right? I love that. That's something that I remember learning at Platinum Edge my first year as a coach. Janelle Summers said that. She said, be you times 2. Figure out what your brand is, figure out what you freaking love and what your passion is, and just go hard. Go hard and be consistent with it. And even if you feel like, oh, well, other people aren't talking about this type of thing. Other people aren't talking about, XYZ, but I am. Okay, that's good. That's great. Own it. Keep going. Don't question yourself. Just stay consistent, and just know that the more that you can be consistent with your word and with the message that you're putting out, that's how you're going to really start to create, like I said, trust and a strong vision and a strong brand that's going to attract people to you. Okay, pride is positive. Don't ever apologize for owning your truth and working to create a better life with your brand and your business. This is huge, you guys. So I think that sometimes we feel like we need to please everybody, or we feel like we need to fit into a mold that everyone is okay with. We feel the need to be accepted by everybody. Am I correct in this, right? But the thing is, you guys, you are always going to be too much of something for somebody out there. I'm going to say it again because I think this is really important. You are always going to be too much of something for somebody out there. You're going to be too big, too loud, too soft, too edgy, too fitnessy, too obsessed with your kids, right? So a really great example of this is, and actually this is funny because she actually just canceled her coach account, so I feel okay talking about this, but my aunt, she signed up to be a coach on my team, right? And if you guys know me, you know that I have a sailor's mouth. I swear, okay? I say the F word. And I say it in my posts and in my videos, okay? It's who I am. I'm sorry. It's just part of me. And that's what this meme comes from. Well, yes, Susan, I have been known to use all of the swear words in one sentence. So anyways, that's part of me. And right, and I've never apologized for that. I mean, I do actually apologize for it sometimes on these calls because I just don't want kids to be around. But you know what I mean? But I never apologize for swearing or for posting fuck on my Instagram. Sorry. You know what I mean? I just said sorry when I just said I don't apologize. But I meant more like sorry, not sorry. I'm not actually sorry for it. But anyways, so my aunt, she signed up to be a coach, right? And she signed up to be a coach more so like, because, we're related, right? She was in my Warm market. So she saw what I was posting about Shakeology and challenge groups, and she wanted to get started. Well, she went and told my mom. She's like, I think Alexa swears too much. She really shouldn't say so many swear words on her social media. These are just a couple of things that I was thinking about. When I watch her. I think she's a great coach, but she swears. I've posted before about the fact that I smoke weed. Like, let me just be real and honest with you guys, right? I posted about that on my Instagram before, and she said, she shouldn't be talking about the fact that she smoked weed. You know what I mean? Even though it's legal here in Washington. So you guys, you're always going to be too much for somebody else. And you know what? If you round out your edges, you're going to lose your edge. Yeah. I have, and like I said, she ended up canceling her coach account today. So you know what? She's on my tribe, and I'm okay with that because you know what? I have had messages come in from people who literally said, when I saw you say the word fuck in your Instagram post, I knew that you were my type of people, right? So those are the people that I'm trying to connect with, not the people that think that I swear too much or I say things that I shouldn't. You know what I mean? Don't apologize. Be proud of who you are, whoever it is. Don't apologize for it. Don't try and hide it. And know that the more that you can own that and just be unapologetically you, I feel like that's also when you're going to turn some people off, but you're also going to turn, this is going to sound weird, but you're going to turn a lot of people onto you. Okay. And that's what you want. Emotions are magnetic. Okay. You guys, we all know this, but you need to get to people on an emotional level. Okay. So I really love this quote right here. People don't buy for logical reasons. They buy for emotional reasons. How freaking true is that, right? I'm sure each and every one of us could share 12,000 different examples of when we have bought something for an emotional reason versus a logical reason. Am I right? So remind yourself of that too, you guys. It's the exact same thing when you're talking to prospects. They're going to say yes to you when they can relate to your vibes and your emotion. And how are you going to relate to their emotion? By being vulnerable and by being real. Okay? Not everybody's going to be a magnet for what you're sharing. And that's okay. But you're going to start to attract the right people to you by showing your true emotions and your true feelings. Okay? So emotions. This is where you've got to work on getting through that surface level part of whatever you're sharing, right? Like I see it so much with coaches, where you're posting about your workouts and you post your workout video, you post a motivational quote, you post your meal prep and your clean eating, and that's great. But what kind of emotions is that really kind of hitting with people? You know what I mean? You've got to get deep. You've got to get vulnerable. You got to get real. You got to get way below the surface. And if you want to hit those parts, if you want to hit that emotional spot with people, okay? So just remind yourself of that. And if you're one of those people that's been kind of putting on this quote unquote Beachbody brand that you think that you should have been putting out, like posting workout videos and clean eating and whatever, I want you to freaking wipe the slate clean and ask yourself, how can I relate to people on an emotional level? How can I relate to my prospects on a more deep level? How can I be more true to who I am and not just a cookie cutter Beachbody coach? Okay, leverage your, and again, I'm doing air quotes here, shortcomings. Okay, and you guys, whatever you might think is a disadvantage or a shortcoming that you have in your life, I want you to freaking realize that you can flip the script and you can leverage that so that it works for you, okay? So this is a great thing that I got from Firestarter Sessions. She said, passion and results is better than credentials, okay? Turn your disadvantages into your strengths. Really great freaking example. These dudes right here, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Richard Branson, all of them are billionaires. All of them are also college dropouts. Right? None of them have credentials. None of, like you can look at, oh, I don't have any formal education. I'm a college dropout, right? You can look at that as a negative thing. Or you can flip the script and see it in a positive light. You can look at it and say, dang, you grew this business and you're an entrepreneur and you are working from home while and you don't have any college experience. That shows that you have some natural talent and ambition, right? So flip your shortcomings into your advantages, right? Do you have health issues, right? Whatever, this is a great example. A lot of people struggle with many different health issues, and that could be mental health too. Flip the script. How can you then turn that around to say, okay, yeah, I struggle with anxiety and depression. And some people would look at that as a disadvantage, but I'm going to look at that as I have strength and resilience, and I'm going to show people that also struggle with this, that they can never give up. Right? Maybe you've made no money with your Beachbody business so far, right? So you could see that as a disadvantage and be like, well, I haven't made any income with this. So how am I going to help people get started as a coach if I haven't even made any money? Get creative. Turn your disadvantage into an advantage. What other aspects of coaching do you love? What other benefits outside of income have you experienced? Okay? Because it's not just about the income, you guys, right? Can you guys tell me this right here? Are you guys only here for the money? I know that the answer is no for most of you, I would hope. Okay? You're here not just because of the money. You're here for other reasons. Okay? Talk about those other reasons until you start bringing in the money. And you are. And also know you are going to get there. But also know, even if your first paycheck is $10, you guys, own it. Own that. You could, once again, look at that and say, oh, I'm only making $10 paychecks. Okay, that's $10 more than the person next door to you who's not a coach, who doesn't have an extra $10 to their name, thanks to the residual income that they're earning from their business, right? So own it. Be like, heck yeah, I got $10, 10 extra dollars. And what I'm going to do with that is that's going to go towards my grocery budget for the week. Own whatever you have that you might look at as a disadvantage in this business, and realize, you guys, that none of us have a disadvantage. I don't care who you are. Whatever disadvantage you feel like you have, flip the script. That's your choice. You can change your perception of your disadvantages and make them work for you. Okay? And that's something you just got to do. So how do you figure out your personal brand? How do you really nail this down? What do I have to offer? Who am I, and how do you figure this out? So you guys, we're going to go through this little exercise, and I'm really excited to do it. I actually made myself sit down and do this earlier when I was putting together this PowerPoint. So this was good because now I can kind of share how I kind of had to go through this process. But this is what you're going to do to kind of help you figure out your brand. Okay, so start off by thinking of 8 heroes or role models that you think are inspiring for some reason or another. Okay, this can be famous people. It doesn't have to be famous people. It can be people that you just know in your life. It can be real. It could even be a fictional character. I don't really care. But ask yourself these questions. Whose stories capture your imagination or your attention? Who do you hold in high esteem? Who embodies something that you think is impressive? Okay, and I want you to think of 8 people. And this was hard for me, you guys, actually. I was able to bust out my first 4, but then figuring out my last 4 people was really hard. I had to do some serious digging. And Danielle even says this in the book, that this is going to take some time, but it's 8. It's not 7, it's not 6, it's not 5, it's 8. So find 8 people and just dig as deep as you got to go to find 8 role models, okay? And like I said, you guys, just look at these questions again and just think it's somebody that inspires you for some reason or another, okay? And they can inspire you for all different reasons, okay? But just think of 8 people. So I did this for myself, okay? Here's my 8 people. I have Gabby Bernstein, Amanda Francis, Andrea Crowder, Danielle Laporte, Lisa Nichols, Brenna Alexander, Morgan English, and Gary Vaynerchuk, okay? So you guys, some of you might know Gabby Bernstein. She is an author. Amanda Francis is like a life coach, a success coach. Andrea Crowder is a Beachbody coach, really successful. I look up to her so much. I love her. Side note, let me pause right here. Don't just fill all 8 of these spots with Beachbody coaches, okay? Get outside of Beachbody if you can. If you have a couple coaches that you really, truly just feel like they are totally who you want, like they really exude what what you can relate with, and then for sure put them on your list, but don't fill it all up with Beachbody coaches is what I'm trying to say, okay? This is right here is Danielle Laporte, and she is obviously she is a spiritual author, and she's kind of similar to Gabby Bernstein. Lisa Nichols, again, she's also another author, motivational speaker that I really love. Brenna Alexander, so I follow her on social media. I've been following her Instagram for like 3.5 years now. I think I've been following her since before I had 1,000 followers on Instagram. She has this an amazing journey and story. She's all about self-love. She's like thick and curvy and just doesn't give a fuck, and I just love it. This is Morgan English. She is a photographer and a lifestyle photographer here in Seattle. And I just, number one, love her photos. I think they're beautiful. Her style, right, is like totally my style. And she is a cannabis activist, I guess you could say. So she's one of the people that's getting out there and trying to end the stigma around marijuana and smoking weed, and pushing through that stigma, that taboo stigma that we have around that. And I just freaking love that. Not just because she smokes weed, but because she's, trying to change the stigma. She's trying to flip the script. She's trying to get her message and her word out there. And that I really appreciate and I love. And then, of course, Gary Vee. I love so many parts of Gary Vee. His ambition, his drive, his commitment to, just never giving up and just owning your shit and hustling. You know what I mean? All of that just really inspires me. So it took me a while, but these are my 8 people, okay? So I want you to start off by really digging deep and figuring out who your 8 people are going to be, okay? Then what you're going to do is narrow down that list to 5. The most compelling, the people that you feel like you're most drawn to. Who are you most likely to say, yes, I'd like to embody what they have? Okay, so figure out from that list who your top 5 are. And then for each person, write at least 4 characteristics that are inspiring to you. Okay, these can be behaviors, qualities that you share, or you sense about them, maybe situations or, life situations that they've pushed through. You know what I mean? Whatever. Figure it out. What are the 4 things that you love about them, or that you find super inspiring, or that you just draws you to them? Okay, so here's all my 4 things. Okay, for my top 5 ladies. Gabby Bernstein, Amanda Francis, Andrea Crowder, Brenna Alex, and Morgan English. Okay, these are my top 5 that I feel are the most inspiring to me in my life right now. And here are the reasons why. Okay, so Gabby, reason why I love her is she's connected to the universe. Like I said, you guys, the place I'm at in my life right now is growing my spirituality and my connection to the universe. That's me. That's where I am. I know that's not everybody's thing, but that's me and who I am. So that's why I really connect. And I find her to be extremely inspiring. She's overcome some amazing struggles, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, all that kind of stuff. She's successful in her field, right? So I find her seriously inspiring because she's very successful in her job and her career and what she does. And I see her really as my spiritual guru, okay? Amanda Francis. Again, she's also a very spiritual person. She talks about the universe. I love her meditations. I listen to her meditation videos on YouTube almost daily, okay? She's also successful in her field. One of the reasons I really love Amanda Francis is her personality is just totally my vibe. She's vibrant. She's happy. She's almost like, I don't want to say attractive. Like I think she's like physically attractive, but like I'm just attracted to her. You know what I'm trying to say? And then she doesn't give an F, right? It doesn't give a doesn't give a what. You guys know what I'm trying to say there. But I love people that don't give a flying fuck, who are just bold and honest about who they are, okay? And I think that and she drops F-bombs and she swears and she's just totally unapologetically her, right? And she also talks a lot about money and how to manifest more money in your life. And money is really taboo. And it's something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but she does it anyways, right? So that also kind of goes in with doesn't give a what. I love people that are getting out there and sharing about things that are kind of taboo or that a lot of people don't talk about. For some reason, that's what I'm attracted to. Okay, Andrea Crowder. She's connected to the universe as well. I'm in her Spiritual Girl Millionaire group on Facebook. I freaking love it, talking about manifestation and miracles. She kind of is one of the people that inspired me to do my Month of Miracles challenge. She's also obviously successful in her field as a coach. She also has a super vibrant, happy, attractive personality. Her story is freaking amazing. She came and spoke to at the Seattle Super Saturday a couple quarters ago, and man, I didn't know all of her background and her story, and she's overcome some serious shit, which I find incredibly inspiring. Anybody that's overcome major obstacles and struggles in their life, I relate to and I love. So that's huge for me. And then she's also like Amanda Francis, doesn't give a shit. You know what I mean? She swears and she, you know what I mean? She talks about the things that she wants to talk about and she's okay with it and owns it. Brenna Alex, again, another one of those really attractive personalities. She's also overcome some really huge struggles in her life, especially with weight. She's, you know, her weight loss story, she's kept the weight off now for like 10, 12 years, I think it is now, which is really inspiring to me because that's something that I struggled with, is keeping the weight off. Again, she's also very much doesn't give a shit, and she's consistent. Consistency, that is an attribute and a behavior from her that I really am drawn to. And then Morgan is, again, one of those personalities that I'm attracted to. She doesn't really, again, she talks about the taboo things, right? She's a cannabis, weed, lifestyle photographer. She owns who she is. And visually, she's just like my person. She's very visually appealing. Her pictures and her posts are just magnetic. I love her, that part of her brand and who she is, okay? So go through and figure out the 4 characteristics of each of the top 5 people, okay? And write those things out. And what you're going to do is you're going to start to see patterns in your role models. And these patterns are going to be recurring themes that you can then start to kind of use as your model for your brand. So for me, right, you guys probably saw these words: connected to the universe, vibrant, happy, attractive personality, doesn't give a shit, successful in their field, overcoming struggles, right? Like those were the things that kept popping up among all of my role models. So these are the things that are going to kind of start to put my brand together. Does this make sense, you guys? So your recurring themes and the words can give you a clue and some insight into what you feel is the most important, into how you would like to behave, and where the seeds of your own work might lie. It kind of almost is like helps you figure this out without even like knowing it. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know how to figure out my brand. I don't know my brand. Well, this is an exercise that's going to help you kind of figure out what your brand is without knowing what it is. So I hope that this was kind of a little helpful exercise, you guys. Almost done. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up. 2 more homework assignments. So number 1, the All About You interview. I want you to have somebody close to you interview you and ask you some questions, okay? So you guys, I'm going to give you the PDF to this worksheet so that you can then give this to somebody. But I want you to find somebody really close to you in your life. Or you know what? You can even just have like your spouse, you know, whatever. But have somebody sit down and interview you. Have them channel their inner Barbara Walters and act like you are on 2020 and interview you. Seriously. And be true. Be honest. Be you. Don't say what you think people want to hear. Don't say what you think you should say. Say what you feel and say what's true to you. Okay? These questions are going to help you figure out and pull out of you, your brand, what you're passionate about, your true values and your feelings. Okay? So have somebody do that with you, okay? And like I said, you guys, I have PDFs for this that I can send to you, or I'll upload it to the team pages so that you guys can access this and do your all about you interview. The second thing is ask a friend. Okay, one of the best ways that you can really get a more clear picture on who you are is to have somebody else who's outside of the situation that you really trust and whose opinion you value. Have them fill out a survey about you. Okay, so again, you guys, I have a PDF for this, so I'll send you guys this. But have somebody, and this is somebody who cares about how they actually, or asking someone who cares about you, how they actually perceive you as courageous. Okay, so it's going to be kind of scary. It's going to be kind of nerve-wracking to have somebody sit there and, you know, answer questions about you, or to, like, you know, have somebody fill out questions about you. But as it says right here, and this is something that Danielle said in the book, this is the kind of vulnerability that could crack you open. You guys, this is the kind of vulnerability that you need to figure out who your true self is. And sometimes another perspective can create a quantum leap for us, okay? So just take a deep breath and ask. And like I said, these worksheets are going to kind of help you with kind of figuring out who you truly are, what your brand is, what you stand for, and what you value in this world, okay? So action items, you guys, to wrap up our call. Okay, number one, I want you to do the role model activity with the 8 role models. Start with 8, okay? Narrow it down to your 5 most compelling. And then with those 5, write out the 4 characteristics from each one of them that you really find the most inspiring. And then find the commonalities within that, okay? The second thing, I want you to have a friend or your spouse conduct the all about you interview. I want you to have somebody sit down and do an interview, and I want to have you seriously write out those answers to those questions, or have them write out the answers to the questions for you, okay? And then of course have a friend do the ask a friend survey. Have somebody close to you, and it says there on the sheet who you should be giving this to, so that you know what kind of a friend to ask. But do this survey, you guys. And like I said, I know it might be scary, but do you want to get to the next level in your business? Do you want to truly figure out what your personal brand is? You've got to push through the scary things, the things that might freak you out, and know that that's where your true the truth is going to lie, okay? And then once you do these 3 things, use the knowledge that you gain, all of the knowledge, all of these different, you know, attributes and things that you're going to compile, and put your brand together. Start with passion and use those tips that we shared so that you can really hone in on your brand, hone in on who you are, and start to attract the right people to your business. Okay, you guys? So I'm going to stop my screen share because that's pretty much all I've got as far as the presentation goes. So do any of you guys have any questions? I've been trying to kind of monitor the chat box. I don't think I've seen any questions yet, but if any of you guys have any questions before we hop off, please comment below. Emma, did you have anything to add, or any thoughts or anything to share?
No, that was great. I love this author also, and like you said, you've been working on your brand for a little bit or a while, and me too. I feel like it's been evolving, and it continues to evolve, and so these action items and steps are really awesome, and I feel like I'll be able to use also when I'm reevaluating and evolving, and can come back and pick 8, maybe have 8 people every year, or, every 2 years or something, because I'm sure I'll find other authors that I enjoy reading or whatnot as the years go on. So thank you for this. Thank you for putting this PowerPoint together and everything. It was awesome. I took notes. I don't know if anyone else did, but I have notes written down, and because, I've been working on this a lot. I've been trying to figure out more of my brand and my niche with the things that have changed in my life. So, you know, don't think that just because me or Alexa have been coached for longer than you, that doesn't mean that we're not working on these things. We're constantly working on these things. And I've actually posted something from Gabby Bernstein. I get her emails, and I posted in my team page. It's a 4-minute video that she just sent out today, and it's her business tip. And the business tip is everything's figure outable. And that was something she learned from someone that she heard speaking on stage, and now they're good friends. And it's so true. You know, she even said, like, I'll ask my husband a question, and he's like, honey, you have all the answers right there in your hand, you know, and he points to her phone. And so I don't know, I love Gabby and all of these things. So no, it was a great call. And the chat box I was in the chat box. So I'm excited to do this as well. So yeah, thank you for this.
You're very welcome. Good. I'm glad that this was helpful, guys. And yeah, just like Emma said, that was another thing I was going to say is, you know, your brand is always going to be changing. So if you feel like, well, I've done this before, I've done my Sally, you know, I figured out my Sally before, but if you feel like whatever you thought your brand was before, you feel like it's not resonating with you, then it's not your brand. You know what I mean? And if you ever feel at some point, maybe you are living out your brand, or you feel like your brand is authentic and true to you, but then, you know, maybe things are going to change in your life. And then you're going to start to feel like, oh, well, this brand that I kind of created for myself doesn't really resonate with me anymore. That's okay. People rebrand and reinvent themselves all the time, right? Look at Madonna. She comes out with a new image and a new look all the time, right? So just know that's okay. You know what I mean? Your brand is always going to change and always going to evolve, because we are living human beings, and every day we have new experiences and new thoughts and new things that's going to change our lives and craft us into the person that we're meant to be. So just know that it's okay to change your brand. It's okay to flip the script a little bit from what you've been doing. And if it doesn't feel good, and if you feel like it's not resonating with you, then that is a huge red flag that the person that you're putting out there into the world and the brand that you are putting out there isn't really true to who you are. You have to be true to yourself. You cannot fake passion, okay? When I read that in the book, I was like, OMG, that's so true. You know, you really can't fake passion. You can't make yourself be passionate about something. Passion is 100% like just naturally forming in your soul. You know what I mean? So, you guys, I'm going to go through, I'm going to share the PDFs for both of those worksheets in the team pages. And also for anybody who's watching this recording, what I'm going to do is link the PDFs for the worksheets in the description of the video for this YouTube video, okay? So for those who are watching the recording, you can also download the worksheets, okay? Whether you're on our team or not, because people always ask me, where can I get your resources that you talk about in my calls? And I'm always the worst about it. So I'm going to start linking the resources in my YouTube videos so that you guys can access it at any time. And hey, if you lose the PDF or the post, you can always come back to this recording and download the worksheets, or you can always direct any of your coaches and just let them know that the worksheets will be in the description of this video, okay? But if you guys don't have any other questions, I think that everyone's just sharing that this was good and helpful. Awesome, I love it. So if you guys don't have any other questions, we're going to let you go since it's been about an hour. I don't want to keep you too long, but thank you guys so much. I hope this was helpful. Get out there, figure out your brand, do those action items, and know that this is only going to help you get closer to your goals and your vision with your business, okay? Happy Monday, guys. Chat with you later. Bye, everybody.